Hi guys, and welcome back to Pacifica Gold Airlines, number 2 in the series of how to fly the new 737. Now we've been cruising at around 8,000 feet or so. I'm now down to 3,500 feet as I'm just coming up to line up my final approach. I haven't changed anything at all since the last video. The plane was doing everything it was supposed to, so I didn't fiddle around and play with any buttons or levers. That's a good tip. If you don't know what the button or the lever is for, guys, don't play with it, okay? Take it from me, things can go drastically wrong when you start pushing buttons and pulling levers that you don't know what they do. So all I've done is I've adjusted the speed down to 170. I've dropped some flaps, and I've altered the altitude here, the altitude selector down to 3,500 feet. So I brought the speed down, dropped some flaps, and dropped the altitude. So now I'm cruising around, and I'm going to be doing a slow turn to the right soon to come in for our final approach on the ILS. So this video is all about bringing her in for a landing, hopefully an ILS landing or approach. There may be the odd glitch, not only just with the plane or the systems, but with me as well. So I can't promise that everything will go exactly the way it should do. But with a bit of experience and a little bit of practice with this autopilot, I think you should be able to do everything fine. So let's see how I do with this. So I'm still cruising at 3,500 feet, around about 3,500 or 3,000 feet is a good altitude to be at when you intercept the ILS beacon and start your final approach. A little bit cloudy today, not completely clear, but still a reasonably nice day. Haven't got any rain or thunderstorms, so we're looking good. Once we drop down a little bit with the altitude, everything should become ultra clear. I'm loving the plane, the look of the plane from the outside. Everything looks good. Very, very happy with the 737, the way it actually looks. People moan and complain a little bit. It doesn't have the wings flexing with the bumps and the air pockets. The wings sometimes flex a little bit on planes. Don't flex on this plane, but that's fine. I'm not too worried. I'm a pilot. I just fly the damn plane. That's what I'm paid to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. So if you want some reality, guys, or you fanatics out there, stop complaining and do your job and fly the plane. Okay? That's all you're required to do. Okay, we'll begin our slow turn, big sweeping turn to the left soon to come in towards our final approach. There we go. Coming nice and clear now. Some beautiful scenery down there. Okay, beginning our left-hand turn. Still around about 3,500 feet. Beautiful clouds. Really love the clouds in Flight Sim 2020. They really do make the game sparkle. Hit V, bring on our GPS tracking map here. You can see we're on a bit of a sweep round, and then we'll be on our final approach. We'll stay at 3,500 feet, and we get closer to our final approach, we'll drop down to 3,000. 160 now. We can probably drop our flaps one more notch, and as you can see there, we're at 3,500 feet, and we're doing around about 150 knots. Now what I normally do with my landings is I come in using the GPS and the ILS. I come right in close to the runway just before I touch down. I turn off the autopilot, turn off the speed control, turn off the flight director, turn off everything, and just land manually. Now sometimes as I'm approaching the runway, the ILS icons on the display don't seem to show up like I would expect them to. I think that could be a bit of a glitch, or it could be a glitch in me, something I'm not quite doing right. A couple of times it's worked, a couple of times it hasn't, but either way it doesn't make much difference. When I get close to the runway, I can turn it all off and do a manual landing. Let's see what happens today, shall we? Remember, I'm not a serious sort of flight simmer, I'm only a fun casual flyer, so this is not really a technical sort of tutorial. Okay, if you want more in-depth technical tutorials, there's about 1,000 of them on YouTube. You can go there and you can study as hard as you like to get all the technical stuff. But if you just want to have fun flying from A to B, this is how I do it basically. I do things the easy way. Call me shallow, call me lazy, or just call me a normal sort of a pilot attitude. The planes should fly themselves. They're pretty easy to fly if you do all the basic stuff correctly. So we do it the easy way here. Right, we're turning now to the left and we're starting our final approach. Now I can see I have got the ILS diamonds here. So once they line up properly, I'm going to click the approach hold button, and then the ILS should bring us in nicely for an ILS landing, ILS approach. So far, guys, so good. You can see those bright pink button diamonds there. When they're in the middle in the right place, we'll turn on the approach hold. Now it is really important that you click the approach hold when those diamonds are in exactly the right place. Okay, I've clicked that now. So the plane should adjust itself, make its little corrections, and follow the ILS all the way down to the runway. Now remember here, this is important, the flight control panel. Basically all I've done, turn on the flight director, I've got turn on the auto throttle, speed mode is on with the set speed, LNAV is turned on, approach mode is on now, and the autopilot is on. Okay, that's about it. And we are now, as you can see, according to this display, we are following the ILS signal, and it should take us right down to the threshold of the runway. Drop my flaps a little bit more, so the flaps are down full. Now manually I can still drop my speed, so I'm going to take my speed down to 140. I'm not sure if that's where it's supposed to be. I'll do some more research on that. Probably should be maybe even a bit lower than that. I know for a 737 about 140 when you take off, when you rotate, but landing it can probably be a bit slower, I would imagine. But just for the purpose of this video, trying to get the hang of it. I'm still like you, I'm still learning, trying to get the hang of this thing. According to our display here, we are following the ILS approach beacon beautifully. And there is the runway directly ahead of us. Just get the camera in a really nice place so we can film the landing. And I like to go back and look at the landings later and sort of give them a bit of a rating or a ranking, so that I can always look at ways in which I can improve, and so I continually study and look at my previous landings, and hopefully slowly but surely improve my skills. Okay, so we're getting close to the runway. We've got to get ready to turn off the flight director and the autopilot. Beautiful scenery here. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Philadelphia. Okay, it wasn't too bad, but a little bit heavy, I think, that landing. A little bit heavier than what I would have liked. But we touched down in the right place, I feel. And we came to a halt, and everything went swimmingly well. So we've just got a taxi now to parking, which is another skill all in itself, I've discovered. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that. That's a good flight sim lesson for dummies, basically. That's how I enjoy this new 737. And despite all the bad things that people say about it, I like it, I enjoy it, and I fly it. I don't worry about all the little details that aren't quite right, or don't look right, or don't do something, or whatever. I just fly the damn plane. That's what a pilot's job is. You don't complain about little details when you're flying a plane. You just fly it, okay? And you learn to get the most out of it. And that's all I do. I just enjoy flying the plane, looking at the scenery, and having fun. And this 737 is perfect for that. But like everything else, like every other plane, you've got to spend the time to play with it and learn how to get it to do all the things that you want it to do. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this little flying lesson for dummies like myself. Have fun flying. You enjoy your simulator the way you enjoy it. Don't worry about what all the other people say about the planes or the game and all the faults. Don't concentrate on the faults. Concentrate on all the wonderful things that you can enjoy with this plane and the simulator, and just have fun. Don't get bogged down with too much detailed ins and outs. Okay, see you on the next video, guys. Take care. Ciao.